I'm sorry about the little late starting time, but we had some really cool news that just came across the wire that I wanted to bring to you guys. And that's exactly what we're going to start with breaking news. So, um, as everybody knows, there was a movie that opened last week, and it was Creed 3. And Creed 3 is just smashed the box office. And it was actually and I'm going to use the term, and I've used it a couple, it's a pun, a knockout. I really enjoyed it. So, according to Variety, and this literally came across in the last hour or two, um, MGM and Amazon are going to be, Michael B. Jordan is going to be spearheading the Creedverse and works at Amazon across film and television. This is huge. Creed has already broken ground for Amazon, which is in the latest installment of the MGM franchise. Creed 3 racking up $100 million global opening and setting a box office record for the tech giant. Now, Creed could spawn an Amazon universe spanning both film and television. There have been meetings with the franchise star and filmmaker Michael B. Jordan about various Creed related projects for the past year, sources say. The plans are to scope out the universe and have gotten bolder in the wake of Creed 3's big debut. Reps for Amazon and Jordan are declining comment. Details are still sketchy, but some of the conversations are in exploratory stages. But we hear an anime series connected to the Rocky spinoffs is in the works, and there's ideas for a companion series, television live action series. Also, is a potential project centering on Adonis's Creed daughter, her Adonis's daughter Amara, who's played by actress Mila Davis Kent in Creed 3, making her film acting debut. And I don't doubt she's got a huge career ahead of her. As previously reported, has been a Drago series spinoff in the works for MGM's, written by Robert Lawton. The film would center around Rocky Balboa's foe, Russian boxer Ivan Drago, played by Dolph Lundgren, and his son Victor Drago, who was introduced as Creed's adversary in Creed 2. There has been some chatter that Drago offshoot could lend itself to a series, but according to sources, the intention remains to keep it as a movie. So far, a script has been commissioned, but it is unclear whether it will get made. Of course, there are the prospects of more Creed future installments, with various other ideas also being thrown around for live action and anime series. Jordan told Deadline last week at the Creed 3 premiere that, quote, building the Creed universe is something I'm really excited to do, end quote. Through three movies, the Creed franchise is approaching $500 million in the global box office. Building a Creed universe could be a test showcasing Amazon's ambitions for MGM, which acquired the company for $8.5 billion a year ago. So essentially, they're saying that they're going to make this into a universe. Wow. How cool is that? A couple thoughts right off the top. So, number one, they're striking while the iron is hot, right? This is just pristine, premier, right at the correct time, and had a huge opening. They want to take full advantage of this, and I don't blame them. Number two, I'm excited that we're actually starting to see characters that are around. They're building it around Adonis Creed, right? So they're not doing it. We're not getting Adonis as a kid or a prequel or anything like that. I'm glad about that. Number three, I am so happy that they're actually making this. Um, they're sending around Amara. Kyle and I were actually having this discussion the other day about whether they could do this, and I said to him, "Well, do you think they could actually put this as a fourth installment?" And it was up in the air, right? I mean, that would be fantastic. Um, that being said, I think that it would be amazing to see this. Whether she goes down the road as a boxer or not, I mean, regardless. The one drawback, and I'll say this off the top, the one drawback I have of this is they're actually making it, or the possibility of it. I mean, they've commissioned a script, an Ivan Drago series. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but I wasn't the biggest fan. I mean, I like Creed 2. Don't get me wrong. It was, we did a whole spoiler cast and rewatch over it, Kyle and I. I don't know. I just, it doesn't have the same feel. I Yeah, we got the cameo in Creed 3, and that was great. He helped him train for the fight against, Dane. But I have got a question about whether they're going to do it, right? Couple of other things. Does Sylvester Stallone come back, right, in these series? Because let's face it, if you're gonna do an Ivan Drago series, okay, unless you're doing something about where, I mean, we know he's from Russia. Unless you're gonna do something that maybe him as a kid, I don't really see a lot of story in that. Does Rocky come back for that? Um, that's yet to be determined. A lot of stuff's yet to be determined. But I think this is great news. I think the fact that you're actually getting a Creed universe is fantastic. Um, I would love to see a whole Bianca series, to be frank. I think that would be fabulous. You know, her growing up, her love of music, where did it come from? Who are her inspirations? I think that would be an absolute hit. Um, it would be fabulous if Tessa Thompson came back for that. Um, there's so many possibilities here, right? Um, the one thing I'll say is this: I think you have to get away. Creed is obviously a boxing movie, right? Um, hell, you could even, if you wanted to, you could even bring, assuming he'd want to do it, could even bring Carl Weathers back. I mean, the possibilities here are endless. Um, I'm excited for this. I really, really, really am. I gotta say, I said it the other day. I think they should have done something with Amara. Maybe they had this thing set up all along. Maybe they were just waiting to see what the numbers were. That's fascinating. Anyways, what do you guys think? What would you, if you were head of the, running things, what series would you like to see? Do a little fan casting for me. Tell me who you'd like to see come in. If not Tessa Thompson, do you do somebody else? Would you like to see an anime series of this stuff? Leave your thoughts down in the comments and let me know what you think.